Hi there, everybody. My name is Kate, and this is an ongoing discussion about Libra season and Mercury retrograde in 2021, which it's September, October timeframe, fall of 2021. However, this is a timeless message, so you can pull in and listen to this message at any time and have it be divine, because energy is energy, and energy is out in the quantum field. It doesn't need the Earth time thing. Earth time happens on Earth. And in quantum world, where energy is doing its synergy and trinergy-ing, happens universally around the clock, as we understand it. It's there is no clock time, so anytime that you're hearing this is the time to hear it. So I was talking about karma, balancing, and retrograde. You get a Mercury retrograde, an opportunity to take a look at some past behaviors, some past decisions, some past situations, some past things that have happened, other people done to us, that we done to them. It's a time that we can really become undone and become kind of chaotic and nasty with ourselves and other people, because we feel unjustly harmed, or we've been turned down. Sorry, I'm having a minute. My old guy Tai, he just walked up and Mercury retrograde is a fun time, man. It makes things funky. I did one video and it just totally didn't come out at all. So my communication device is not working exceptionally well. That kind of happens, and distractions, etc., etc. However, let me just pull right back into what I'm here for, friend, is to say that karmic balance is not well understood by a lot of people in their hood. That karma can be good. It's just energy. Karma is just another word for energy. And the energy that you're putting out is the energy you're going to get back. And the other word for energy is math equation. Let's put it there. That you put out that math equation and it's not correct, you're going to get incorrect math back. So do you like what you're getting back? Because if you don't like what you're getting back, you got to look at what you're putting out. And there are some real interesting thoughts on how all of that works. And I like to get real simple, real basic, and right down to the nugget, the core, and just slice it down to the very simple basics. And what is it that I can understand about this just basic understanding that doesn't have to do with past lives or anything like that. I personally don't subscribe to any one religion or any one doctrine or any one thought. However, ascension, that idea, and the idea of energy and higher consciousness, etc., I do subscribe to that. And we can get into reincarnation and talk about 300 lifetimes ago and how this is the return, and you're gonna have to, I don't want to get into that flow. Sometimes I will take a look at that. However, I'm not going to dig around in the Akashic records for too long, because I'm living this lifetime right now, and I want to fix this sacred cow immediately because I want to get on with my living this lifetime to the best of my ability. And the best way that I know how to do that is to change my mood lability about that. How do I feel about the lifetime I'm living right now? And where have I gone amiss, sacred cow, that I need to review that in this lifetime now? How can I take that and move it forward into the month of October or November or December or any other month, because it's timeless. Energies is all the time, and we can work with the energies that are coming from the planets, etc. So this is October of 2021 we're coming into. However, it's timeless, and you can get a hold of it. I promise you that. How can I work with my energy and understand my own synergy? And the way that I do that is to get honest in my emotions, and to get honest with myself about the facts of the situation, whatever it is. If it's coming up for review of something I did to you or you did to me, it's all my responsibility. It doesn't matter which way it goes. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. If we were attracting one another and we were coming in on that frequency, we were both there meeting at that bad math. Why and how many lifetimes, and what you owe me, and blah 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 blah. I don't like to play divine justice or the Avenger League on that. I'm going to leave that up to karma and fifth element and universal law, God, divinity, whatever you call that. I'm not going to play the Avenger League on that, because that's not my job. And when human beings get involved with that karmic balancing and putting it out there that you should and he deserves, we all deserve to be treated with respect and loving kindness. Now, our behavior does not always warrant us getting treated very well, because we kind of act like jerks sometimes. 444, thank you. That every single human being is worthy of being treated well and having the abundance of the universe. However, our behavior does not always get us to that door. If we're sitting in a math class and we haven't even gotten to the math equation because our behavior is disrupting the whole class, it's, making for a terrible situation for other learners in the class that do want to learn. They're not able to because our behavior is disrupting the class. The teacher is going to eject us from the class more than likely. Or we sit down and do the math, or sit down to do the lesson and we just don't do the homework. We don't do the lesson. We refuse to learn. We're joking around, or whatever. I mean, to put it into any metaphor that you need to understand. And the best one that I know, though, is you have to come with a plan. What's the plan? The plan is we all have to be accountable for our behavior, and whether we want to be or not, and we have to be accountable and honest right on the spot, with knowing that if I was sitting in a class of a bunch of class clowns and I was there, then there was a reason I was there. It was a matter of I needed to ask the teacher, yeah, I'm out of here, or tell the teacher, look, this isn't working. I'm not able to learn because this is not a correct learning environment. I got to go. And that's the way that rolls for me, is setting healthy boundaries. And if I'm in a situation where I just continue to go and say, well, I can't learn math because of him or that or what, the divine teacher inside of me, if I'm listening to my divinity, it can tell me how to change my situation immediately. Doesn't mean it's going to change overnight necessarily. It can. However, what do I think that I'm really worthy of? Am I going to go from being homeless into a mansion overnight? If I believe that I am worthy of that, then yes, you bet. Now, how many people are more than likely going to be able to do that? The odds are never in my favor if I really believe that that's going to happen 90% of the time. And, I'll go to the casino and gamble my odds on that. I need to be more realistic while I'm believing in my miracles and working on my manifestation techniques and skills. And it's about changing the way that I do my drills. If my brain and my thinking are rooted and patterned a certain way, and I just believe it's and that somebody else is going to dictate my learning environment to me, even though they're acting the fool, I need to get out and go to a different school. And that means that I need to establish some different boundaries. I need to establish healthy boundaries where maybe I don't have them, where maybe I'm willing to sit in a class with a bunch of class clowns instead of just saying, yeah, I'm out of town, man, I gotta go. And that's not really well understood. It's not taught to most human beings. We're not taught as our citizens how to do that really well. We're taught how to sit in holy hell and just not really get what we need and not feel like we have the right to say, yeah, I gotta say goodnight, I'm out, or you need to say goodnight and go, and establish those boundaries so that we know what we're worthy of. If I believe I'm worthy of a mansion and, a Lamborghini, then a mansion and a Lamborghini I shall have. And most of us, because the earth is not running on mansions and Lamborghinis exclusively, I'm believing that most human beings don't really believe that that's what they're worthy of. And if we're sitting in those situations where we're tolerating bad behavior, we're tolerating inappropriate behavior, then we're probably digging around somewhere, not really believing that we don't have to sit there, because if we did believe that we didn't have to sit there, we wouldn't be there. Now, that can get into some interesting places whenever we start putting snark and judgment on it, and that's ego. It really is. It's ego, and it's very easy to get rooted in ego. We all have ego, and we must have it. However, it can't be the prevailing wind. We really have to be able to allow divine justice to take over, allow the Avenger Leagues that are up, well above me, well above thee, that's up there in cosmic land, where divinity is running the show. I have to trust and know that flow, I can sink in and get into that flow of the know and really into that higher vibrational frequency. The more I release and let go of me and thee and what our relationship is karmically, and stop trying to label, judge, and punish, etc., it doesn't help, and it doesn't get us where we want to go. It feeds a little part of us when we feel like we're justified in saying, well, she deserved that or he deserved that. Well, I hope that. And we all have those things. Believe me, I'm not, saying that you shouldn't. No. I have to catch myself pretty frequently with not thinking my own snarky thoughts. However, that's a pattern. It's just an old habit that I grew up learning how to be judgmental just like everybody else on the planet, because it's a pretty predominant human trait that we're just trying to label and assign. And unfortunately, when we go, over the line with the assign, that we're not divine justice, we're not the Avenger League, we're really not. We can leave that up to divinity to do that job. And then karmically, our karmic return is actually going to bring us some karmic goodness. Karma's not all bad. It's just energy. Remember that. It's just another word for energy. Karma and energy are just another word. And think of it like Nagasaki and Hiroshima. That's karma. And which way you want to go with that? You want to go with your nuclear power, helping, get us something better than horror hour over two cities. It's like that. So I want my nuclear fission mission to be more pleasant, more fun for everyone. And if I'm going to be in that egoic state of wanting to punish or wanting to control, then the time of Libra season and balancing Mercury retrograde, I'm probably not going to be really paying too much attention to that, because that's still rooted in an old paradigm. And the old paradigm really does not serve. It's time for it to go where it does deserve to be, which is nowhere in divinity. It's a frequency that's trying to be gone, let it go. And the more people that we can get into that flow of the no, the more that we're going to feel much more at home and in line, and that karmic return will be absolutely fine. And we don't have to worry about all those bad decisions that we've made. 1111, thank you very much. The bad decisions that we've made or that others have made, we can leave out the others part and just say, okay, and listen to your divine about how you can release and let go, cut those cords, etc. Do whatever you got to do. Just you listen to your own divinity will tell you, and then pull into, how do I feel better about the decisions I've made that I'm not proud of? How do I deal with the things that have been done to me that leave me feeling, pretty unholy, pretty ashamed of myself, or bad, or terrible, or all those old paradigm messages? Those are patterned things. They were input into our computer, and it's time to, put some malware on that and get rid of it, because there's no place in divinity where shame, blame, judgment, hate, blah, all that stuff lives. That's 3D, and we live here as human beings, on Earth, and we're 3D. However, we're multidimensionally understanding ourselves if we care to be. If you don't care to be, then you're not listening to me. If you care to be, then 1212, pull into your own divinity and understand that you are holy, you are worthy, you are absolutely a child of the universe that's loved and adored, just like every other single human being. However, if you come into class and you acting like an ass, you're probably not going to feel too loved and adored by the teacher who says, get out, you can't be in here right now. And I leave that up as much as I can. I have my frustrations and my temper tantrums, and I bless God out, or divinity, frequency, whatever you call that. My divinity, I bless it out kind of frequently whenever I'm upset, especially during Mercury retrograde, and say, well, that wasn't fair, that's not fair, they shouldn't be able to do that, blah, blah, blah. And what I really find is that once I can get past that, the honesty and the integrity of that moment is that that's not fair, that's not fine, I don't like that. And how do I pull into line with what I need to do to get okay with me and what I need to do? Because punishing out here is going to bring me my own karmic return of not understanding. Kate, you failed that test there, that you put the wrong math equation there, that it was 2 + 2 = 4, and you put 2 + 3 = 4, and that's incorrect math. So you got to go back over there, and study some more. And it's not an unkind teacher. It can feel unkind when we fall out of a tree and we yield to gravity because we don't fly independently. And who's going to fall out of a tree and be mad at gravity for being what gravity is? So how do I wrap this up and tell you that you can change what you're doing? You can change your mind. That's how you change it, my friend, and get it into line, is change your mind. Decide right now, if you care to change your mind. That will change immensely how you can go forward in Mercury retrograde or any other season, whether you believe in astronomy, astrology, or anything else. Get in line with who and what you are. Walk with integrity, with dignity and honesty. Not what you think should be the honest thing that should be said. Well, I should tell that person that they're crazy in their head. The honesty and the integrity of what is true for you. That's how you can go through and find perhaps if you care to, a whole new dimension of you. And believe me, your divine teachers, your divine mathematician is right there inside of you. And it's no more than if a teacher were to slap you upside your head because you failed a physics test. If you've had one that did that to you, they were wrong. That's bad behavior. However, divinity doesn't do that. Neither does gravity. And we don't yell at gravity because we fell down and scraped our knee. We yield to gravity. Thank you very much. There might be another video. We'll see. Let's go with this one from here, and have a good day, whatever part of the day you're in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.